Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Shenanaguy
Right.
Plays Trails of Cold Steel 2. Let's get right into it. I believe we can purchase... Oh, we already have Imperial Chronicle 4, so, don't need to worry about that. There are a couple of things to do. Talking to this individual right here, you can purchase the Gambler Jack Chapter 10 reprint. Someone around here... We're looking for Marco. This guy. Step right up, folks. We've got another big sale going on today as well. And just in case you didn't feel like these prices are enough of a steal, here you go. A bit of goodwill on my part. Obtained Gambler Jack 2 Chapter 9. Now I feel like we have to buy something though. I don't think I have that, so sure, we'll buy that. And I think... Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it, other than the bonding events. We're gonna go talk to Margaret at the inn. She'll give us some free things. Where's the inn? Inns. Talk. Oh, here they are. The heroes who conquered the Twin Dragons Bridge themselves. Thanks, but heroes might be overdoing it. That's the name of the thing! I'm just teasing. Give yourself some credit, though. It's thanks to you that the provincial army's gone. We really owe you one. It's not much, but here, this one's on the house. Received tomato stew. Thanks, ma'am. It looks delicious. It'd be rude to not accept it after she took the time to make it. True. And then our last thing to do is... I think this might be the wrong... I think... Becky should still be here. Yeah, she is. Okay. So if you recruit Becky now, you get 2 ability point or academic points. Even if you wait, you only get 1. So you definitely want to do it on this stop every day. Perfect timing, Reen. Hey there, Becky. You're looking much better than the last time we saw you. Heh, you got yourself to thank for that. You lot went absolutely mental over the Twin Dragons Bridge, didn't you? Can't I believe you didn't even tell me that you'd be doing that beforehand? It's so hard to do that accent. Sorry about that, but yesterday was the first chance we've had to come to Celdic in a long time. What, does that mean you're up for coming with us? Damn right. I've gathered a bunch of stuff for the lads over at Grand Market, so I'm ready to go. I will nay take no for an answer, too. I didn't think you would. More than glad to have you aboard. We landed the Courageous not far from here, so I can introduce you to everyone late. No need for that. I'm heading in now. Time to brush up on my merchant skills while I've got the chance. That wee draft Hugo'll never know what hit him. She literally just ran through the door. Nice to have her back in high spirits. I'll give her the rundown on everything on the ship later. Becky was welcomed aboard the Courageous. Yeah. And then that leaves bonding events. If you are using this as kind of a play guide or whatever, the important bonding events, Elliot, Emma, Eustace, Sarah, and Toa. Those ones get you pages added to their character profiles. So, if you're trying to do that, I think we'll go do Elliot first. I kind of want to end on Laura. Phew, I'm so relieved that Fiona's safe and sound. I shouldn't have to worry about her as long as she's with Dad either. Yeah, there's no guarantee that she won't run into danger in the future, but next to your dad's is a pretty safe place to be. I'm just glad everything worked out in the end. It wouldn't have if not for you and Valimar though, and the rest of our classmates, of course. It won't be easy to repay you, but I'll be sure to help out as best I can. Come on, we've been through enough that you don't have to worry about repaying us. Just take some time to rest for now. Oh, I know. While I'm here, I might as well go listen to that fiddle player. I probably won't get a better chance than right now, right? Maybe I should join him. Sure. Oh, are you coming too? Sure, might as well. That wide open area over there looks like it'd make for a good listening spot, shall we? We shall. No bad, wee man. Yeah, music like that is perfect for the Grand Market. Ah, yeah, and I'm all jazzed up to work twice as hard. Thank you, thank you. Please note that the hat is open to donations. Wow, he's good. That performance was something else. Yeah, even I could tell just how good it was. It seems to have lifted everyone's spirits here in the market a little too. You're right. It really is incredible how something so simple can put people's minds at ease. Music really does hold its own unique power, doesn't it? I'd have to agree with that. Concerts like this one, and even our own, really make me realize how amazing music can be. Yeah, I feel like that fact's sinking in for me all over again. There are things that music can do that military forces can't, just like how there are things we can do that no one else can. Rescuing Fiona is as good an example as any. Exactly. Whenever we're feeling down, we just have to remember that we've got our own little role to play in all this. And we'll keep trying to find it while doing all we can to bring this conflict to an end. Yeah! Your bond with Elliot strengthened. Yay, level up! And let's see. Oh, Toa. I spoke with the market manager, and he agreed to let us use some of the stuff from the stalls that we've closed down. I normally wouldn't have asked, but George said he needed materials for repairing the ship. When you're acting captain, you've got to work with what you're given. This looks like a bit much for her to carry all on her own. I mean, it looks like a bit much for anyone to carry all on their own. Spending time with Toa, this will consume a bonding event. I can take half of that for you, actually. I should probably take more than half. This stuff's probably as heavy as you are. There's no way you should be carrying it all on your own. Well, if you're sure. Oh, since you volunteered, mind doing something else for me too? There's a bunch of unusable stuff here that I thought I'd take for myself, so if you wouldn't mind. You want me to drag this junk for you somewhere too? If you think you can turn it into something useful, then sure. Rain cheerfully helped Toa sort all the unusable items from the usable items from the unusable items, and together, the two of them carried anything worthwhile back to the ship. After that, they took the unusable stuff to the highway. There we go, all ready. This looks like a setup you'd see on a firing range. Uh-huh, that's exactly what it is. This is the perfect opportunity for me to get some practice in. And you know what they say, there's no time like the present. Practice? What kind of practice? Just watch. That's an orbital gun, isn't it? A pretty big one at that. The design doesn't look like doesn't look a thing like your standard Reinford production, though. That's because it was made at ZCF in Liberl, apparently. It's different from your average orbital gun in that it shoots arts-based bullets. I guess the easiest way to understand it is to think of it as an orbital staff, but like in the shape of a gun. First are Arcus units, now this technology continues to impress. I had no idea ZCF was even producing stuff like this. Prince Olivert gave it to you, didn't he? Zeiss Central Factory is what ZCF stands for, and Olivert spent quite a bit of time in Liberl, so it makes sense that he'd get his hands on it. Pretty tight with the factory people too. Yep, right before he parted ways with us. It's a prototype too, so normally only people involved in its development would be able to get their hands on one. The prince must have some connections within ZCF. Lucky us. I bet Elise would be surprised to hear about this. Well, it is a totally new invention. I thought I'd be okay with it because my experience using regular orbital guns at the academy, but turns out I was wrong. So would you mind helping me out with my target practice, Reen? Not at all. Can I ask what brought all this on, though? You're already the best backup we could ask for. It seems odd for you to be taking up a new weapon now. I was actually a bit perplexed myself when he handed this to me, but I think he realized that I've been worried about my own lack of strength lately. You have? Sorry, I didn't even notice. Oh, it's okay. It's just I've been tasked with looking after the courageous. I can't rely on everyone protecting me forever. And this isn't just some minor clash we've been swept up in either. This is a full-on war in every sense of the word. If I can't look after myself, I'm just going to end up being a burden. That's the last thing I want. So can you see why I want to become strong enough to protect myself? This has really been weighing you down, hasn't it? It's not just that either. Viscount Arcite specifically chose me to succeed him. He's trusting me to fill his shoes. To me, that makes it my duty to become capable of supporting everyone on the Courageous. Well, that's more than enough to convince me. If you've got your heart set on this, then I'll gladly help you out. Let's become stronger together, Toa, along with the rest of the Courageous. Yeah! She may be small, but I don't know anyone else who works half as hard as she does. I'll have to do what I can for her sake, too. I mean, it is Toa we're talking about. After joining her practice for a while, Reen leisurely walked Toa back to town. Your bond with Toa strengthened. Ooh, still at level 5. Probably not going to get her to level 7 by the end of the game. Maybe. Probably not. Let's see. Gaius next. Just look at that windmill off in the distance. Amazing, aren't they? I wonder what led people to think of harnessing the wind's blessing like that. Perhaps the wind's the reason this market's merchants are as resilient as they are. Guy seems particularly interested in Celdic's windmills. Now that you mention it, Machias, Elliot, and Fee were hiding out in a windmill on the highway for a while. We could go ask the farmer who owns it to let us take a look around if you'd like. I can't think of anything I'd like more. What are we waiting for? Let's get going. Of course. They went to find Machias, who in turn introduced them to the farmer who owned the windmill. And once they had his blessing, they headed out onto the East Celdic Highway. That's the one they were hiding out in during their time here. Huh, that's odd. The windmill's stopped. Yeah, maybe something happened. We should go let the farmers know about it. It seems to be a problem brought on by aging. You see that rust on the cog up there? That's stopping the blades from turning properly. I see. Is it difficult to fix? Not at all. All that needs doing is replacing the cog, and it'll be good as new. As it so happens, I have the spares here just for times like these, so we don't even need to go anywhere to get them. Oh no. I just realized I took the stepladder that was here back to the farmhouse. I'm not going to be able to reach the cog without it. I'll have to go back home and get it. No, that won't be necessary. Rita and I could reach it if we work together, I think. Huh? Whoa! Yeah, this is pretty high, alright. You think you can reach it? Pretty sure, yeah. Just, don't drop me. I think I can manage that. Oh, to be young again. Here you go. This here's the replacement cog. The blade should start turning again once that's in. It's working! Sounds like the turbines are blowing with the wind again. That would have taken a lot longer if not for your help. Thank you kindly. Let me treat you to some freshly baked bread for the trouble. It was made with the rye that was ground right here in this windmill. Are you sure? Thank you very much. That was delicious. Yet another one of the wind's blessings. Having the opportunity to see a windmill up close was a pleasure too. Thanks for showing me, Reen. I owe you one. Likewise. This windmill kind of reminds me of you, you know. Really? How so? A windmill stands tall and dignified, always in tune with the wind. There's also the fact that they provide for us in inconspicuous ways, kind of like you guys. Guess I'm just realizing how reliable you are all over again. Thanks, I'm flattered, really. I'll do what I can to live up to that image. We can't rely on you all the time, though. That's too much of a burden for one person. So let's do what we can, together. Yeah! I really like the friendship between Reen and Gaius. After observing the windmill for a while longer, they returned to town. Your bond with Gaius has strengthened to over 9,000! Just gotta get more of those maxed out. I think we'll do Milliam's side first, and then the other side, and then we'll go into the thingamajiggies. Milliam is, what, in the church? She is in the church. Whoops. Apparently, they're gonna hold a Sunday school class right here really soon. They did those in chapel in Trista, too, right? Oh man, this is so cool. What are they like anyway? Yep, every Wait, you've never been to Sunday school? No siree! Don't feel like I missed out on anything either. Even if hearing about kids getting educated does make me think about the academy all over again. She said she doesn't feel like she missed out by not going to Sunday school, but she sounds kind of interested to me. If you're curious about Sunday school, why don't we watch one of their lessons together so you can see what it's like? Are we really allowed to do that? The church is meant to be a place for everyone. I can see them kicking us out. Can't see them kicking us out. Assuming you can stay quiet and not cause trouble for anyone that is. AKA, don't call Lammy. No problem. I'm the queen of quiet. Sure you are. Not long afterwards, the children of Celdic began pouring in. It wasn't a long wait before class was in session. Hooray! Here we go! They all look even younger than you, Milliam. Well, I'm a grown-up after all. That's one massive stretch of the definition of grown-up you've got there. In fact, you'd probably be in classes for early teens if you went to Sunday school. Hmm? Does anyone know the answer? What's up, Susie? You stuck on such an easy question? If you're so smart, why don't you tell us the answer? Well, I could, but, I don't want to make you look bad. You tell her, Tran. I can't count mirror that well. Do you know the answer, Lulu? Meow. Alright, settle down. Perhaps I was a bit too difficult. I know. The answer's 273 Reach. That's correct, but my newbie. She looks older than us. Milliam, what'd I tell you? Hey, what's the problem? I'd normally be going to Sunday school at my age anyway, right? Listen up, kids. I'm actually a student from none other than the amazing Doors Military Academy. How about I take this chance to teach you all as your substitute teacher? Excuse me? Now that sounds fun. Let's study together. Meow. She's as wild as ever, but I guess she's sort of helping out. With the sister usurped, William took up the role of teacher for the day. Reen was worried at first, but surprisingly she ended up doing a stellar job of helping Sister Olive? Well, except for the part where she almost gave Reen a stroke when she tried to introduce Ergetlam. All in all, the kids had such a fun time with their lesson that Sister Oliver, oh I didn't see the R, even thanked them afterwards. That was so much fun. Sunday school doesn't seem so bad. Can we go again, can we? I'm glad you enjoyed it that much. You weren't half bad as a teacher, too. You did almost ruin it by bringing Ergetlam out at the end, though. I probably did so well because of all the time I spent at Thor's. Everything you guys taught me ended up coming in handy. Dots. I kinda miss our classes there. So let's do what we can to end this war and go back to school. Yeah, we will. I mean, if you think about it, setting Celdic free was the first step towards that. So let's keep it up, Milliam. Roger. And so, they parted ways. Level up! Alright, next up was Usus? Machias. In here. Getting his shotgun serviced, maybe? My robo shotgun was in need of some maintenance, so I finally decided to bite the bullet and have someone take a look at it. I thought so. I'll be staying right here until I get it back, but once I do, I want to go out and thank some people. After everything the townsfolk did for us by letting us hide out here, I want them to know their kindness wasn't taken for granted. He's right, we really owe them. Maybe I should join them. Do you mind if I join you? These people did so much for us that I think they really deserve our thanks. Happy to have the company. They waited for maintenance to be finished on Maki's shotgun, then hit the town to start thanking people. How rude! Why would you hit the town? It's terrible. Hello, Machias, and to your friend, too. Thanks for feeding Lulu the other day. It's fine. I used to do the same for the cats that lived around my home. That aside, I hope you're not still bullying Susie, Jake. Maybe I am, or maybe I'm not. Who cares about that, though? Come play with us, Spexter. Spexter? How many times do I need to tell you to have some respect for your elders? Despite the teasing, he seems to get along with them fairly well. Honestly, you kids don't know how worried I was when you never came back from the Twin Dragons Bridge. Thank goodness you're unharmed. Sorry, we really should have gotten in contact with you sooner. We still can't thank you enough for providing us with food and drinks while we were here. We'll be sure to pay you back in full one day. Don't you worry about that. You just focus on what you need to do for now. I'm sure things will only be tougher from here on out after all. What? You wanted to thank me? Hey, no need for that. If you really want to, though, buy a newspaper. Or 10. I'll get back to you on that. He never stops trying to win a sale, does he? There's no need for you to thank us. In fact, we're the ones who should have been thanking you for for everything you've done. No, not at all. Class 7 may never have been reunited if not for the help of everyone here. Oh, we hardly did anything of note. You're all students of my good friend Van Dyke too, so it was only natural. I'll look forward to seeing how much you grow by the time this war comes to an end. Thank you, sir. We won't let you down. That should be everyone, I think. I have to admit, I wasn't expecting them all to cheer me on like that. That just goes to show how meaningful the time you spent here was. They all seem pretty happy about being freed from the Noble Alliance, too. It's a bit too early to be celebrating. They could come back at any moment. Still, going around and talking to the townsfolk has helped me better see that Celdic's free for now. I think I'm starting to see the power we have to help change things here in Erebonia for the better. Yeah, definitely. This is only the start, though. It's up to us to set the heights we achieve. Yeah. And I won't forget it. Some of these sentences just, like, they make sense, but they just don't flow well for whatever reason. Maybe because, like, I don't know, maybe I just don't know English very well, even though I speak it natively. Yeah, I don't mean, English is a very difficult language, after all. With the provincial army routed, peace has finally returned to this town. It may only be temporary, but for now, that's something worthy of celebration. Dots. He looks incredibly uncomfortable to be here. Not that I can blame him. Hey, Eustace, what do you say we walk around the market for a bit? Should be pretty fun since they're finally getting it back together. What brought this on? Who cares? Come on, let's go. With that, Reen dragged a reluctant Eustace to the Grand Market. This is the first time I've been to Celdic's Grand Market. Huh, really? That's a surprise. Though I guess you never had the chance to come here during any of our field studies. While it may be part of the Kreutzen province, I rarely visited Celdic itself. In fact, I hardly left the Berehard area before entering Thors. Well, that's all the more reason to make the most of our time here, right? Kind of a shame it's not nearly as bustling as it was the last time we were here. Maybe I should head back to the Courageous after. Alright, lads, how's it keeping? Oh, it's Becky's dad. How are you, sir? It's been a while. I heard you lot did some real work at Twin Dragons Bridge. We actually got some nice fresh apples in this morning, so here, fancy a wee try? No worries either, it's on me. Think of it as celebrating Celdic's freedom. Well, if you're offering, thanks. Dots. How exactly does one eat this? Just take a bite into it. This is fresh too, so it'll taste better than the store-bought kind. You were right. The juiciness enhances its flavor as well. Good to hear, good to hear. And just to be sure, you're Duke Albare's son, right? Exclamations. You knew? That's. No need to panic, wee man. I've just heard rumors about you and your bro, is all. They say the youngest brother's a bit unfriendly, but always kind to wee kids and the like. Then there's the eldest brother, who's so skilled he's one of the reasons the Noble Alliance has been doing so well in the war. That's certainly true. Well, I can't deny that most of us at the Grand Market aren't exactly fond of Duke Alburea. But at the same time, am no nearly silly enough to hold some grudge against you just because you're his son. Pretty sure that same applies to everyone else too. Dots. It's a relief to hear you say that. Thank you so much. No bother. I'd hate to see him not have a good time here is all. I certainly wasn't expecting that. After everything that's happened here because of my father's influence, I had thought to hang my head low, but who would have thought I'd be accepting so readily? It's not all that complicated, you know. In the end, your only tie to the Duke is through your blood, right? So just be yourself, Eustace. Be proud of who you are, like you usually are. I really haven't been myself lately, have I? Not if you're giving me pep talks like these. You're right, Ring. I should take this time to prepare for the future outings rather than waste it worrying over nothing. Good to hear, good to hear. Your bond with Eustace strengthened. To beyond, Max. Oh, what's she planning on doing? Planning on hitting the town, What? She's at the exit. How does that make sense, Reen? Oh, hello, Reen. Something like that. I was going to take a little walk over to Lunaria Nature Park. Oh? This wouldn't have anything to do with Celine and I sensing the higher elements last time we were here, would it? Yes, actually. She told me all about it. I thought it might be a good idea for me to go take a look for myself. I shouldn't be too much trouble for me. The monsters around there aren't especially challenging. Might be a good idea for me to tag along with her anyway. I'm more than confident you'll be able to take care of yourself, but would you be opposed to some company? I'd like to see how the park is doing now myself. By all means, I'd be happy to have your company. Well then, shall we? Indeed we shall. Together, Reen and Emma stepped out onto the highway and walked to the park. Something certainly is out of balance here, and I can sense the presence of the higher elements as well. Fortunately, their effect seems to be limited to within the park itself. You don't think that there could be a cryptid here like Lohengrin Castle, do you? Well, I don't sense one now. The higher elements are only present in the park itself, so I think they're here as a result of the chaos in Erebonia, particularly because this area is close to a spirit vein. But I can't offer any guarantees that the surrounding area won't be affected in the future, though. Emma? I'm sorry, I was wondering if I might be able to calm things down a little. I think I'll try at least. Please step away. O Spirit Vein, calm the chaos of this land by the guidance of my mana. Any luck? No, unfortunately not. As I feared, my power simply isn't enough to quell a disturbance of this magnitude, and Celine's assistance wouldn't help me do any better. Oh, well at least he tried. Is something wrong? I was just thinking, I bet Vita would be able to do it. With the amount of power she has, she'd be able to handle something like this without even trying. Oh, right. I've always been following behind her, desperately trying to catch up. I've always admired the incredible talent she has as a witch. No, admiration isn't quite it. The truth is, I've always had an inferiority complex when it comes to her. I'm always comparing myself to her, always reminded of how lacking I am in comparison. Dots. I'm sorry, you've ended up with a weak witch like me instead of a competent one like her. If only I were stronger. As I am, there's no way that I'll ever be able to catch up to her. You keep saying always, Emma. No one's born with the ability to do everything perfectly from the start. Just like with my swordsmanship, there's always going to be someone who has more experience. So rather than beat yourself up for not matching up, you should take it one step at a time instead. One step at a time? Yeah, and we'll all be there doing the same thing with you. And gradually, bit by bit, we'll all become more experienced and skilled at what we do. It's not something you can do overnight, but one day you'll be able to catch up with her. I suppose you're right. All we can do for now is focus on the tasks at hand and hope that will get us closer. I think I was just feeling a little impatient and frustrated. Don't mind me. I don't mind at all, really. We all get that way sometimes. Anyway, we've come all the way to the park. Want to walk around and relax some? That sounds lovely. Reen and Emma then enjoyed some quality time relaxing and admiring the area around Lunaria Nature Park before eventually returning to Celdic. Your bond with Emma strengthened. It's already maxed out, so you know. Let's see. We'll do Lisa. Hard not to get a little nostalgic being back here, isn't it? I'm thinking back on all those requests we did and the whole mess with the Grand Market last time we were here. I bet none of us ever thought things would get this crazy back then. Oh well, no sense taking a stroll down memory lane when I could actually walk around and look at things here. Should I ask if she wants some company? Yes. Mind if I look around with you? Go right ahead. Where should we start? Reen and Elisa decided that they'd go back to see the parts of town that had the biggest impact on them. It's kind of surreal thinking about how this is where it all started. Getting dragged out here and handed a bunch of requests from the townsfolk sure was something. It certainly was an interesting experience, especially with Instructor Sarah's refusal to help us at all. Though it all makes sense now that we know she's a former bracer. And thanks to all those field studies, we learned how to think and operate independently. Yeah, normal students wouldn't have gotten the same opportunity to learn things that way. In fact, the fact that we've overcome so much since then just goes to show what an effective method it was, right? Effective is right, and we can keep applying what she taught us even now. Celdic's Grand Market sure brings back memories too. This is where things really kicked off for us. Definitely. First there was the dispute between those merchants, and then we got caught up in that case with those bandits. I don't think I've ever questioned so many people in my life. It was tough, but our teamwork helped us pull through in the end. If we had been short by even one person, I doubt things would have gone as well as they did. Especially if you hadn't been there. You played a huge part in the whole thing. Way to inflate a guy's ego. All that's left now is the highway. Granted, we can't really go too far out. How about we take a ride on your bike? I want to see what's going on over near Trista, too. Might as well. I'll head back to the Courageous then. We've even got the sidecar, so I'll grab that while I'm there. Oh, you don't need to go through all that hassle. I'll just ride on the back to keep things simple. Sure, we could do that. Ooh, that's been a lot more fortified. The road to Heimdall still seems really well protected. Perhaps more so now. Now that they've lost the Twin Dragons Bridge, this area is probably more vital to the Lions than ever. Yeah, it still doesn't look like we're getting back to Trista anytime soon. Dots. Don't worry, our day will come. It might not have been our intention, but we played a part in liberating Celdic, and we'll try and liberate Trista in the Academy the same way. I guess. That's right, you've got to think positive. We need to keep moving forward and believe that our path will take us there eventually. Yeah! Motivation. They returned to Celdic. taking extra care not to be noticed by the Noble Alliance forces along the way. Your bond with Elise has strengthened. And we'll go with Alphin next, I think. Who's, oh, yeah. Yeah. In here, I believe. I hear you've been working hard on all the requests my brother sent you. In fact, he was simply gushing about you. Really? Really? Word of your exploits has been reaching the ears of Western Arabonia, you know. And everything they've heard has been filling them with just as much hope as it has the people here. He asked me to pass along a message for you as well. It won't always be easy, but I hope you'll keep fighting the good fight. I had no idea what we were doing was having an effect on so many people. And we really will be fighting. If what we're doing brings hope to the very ones we're fighting for, nothing is too difficult. Such fine spirit is worthy of a fine reward, in my opinion. Allow me to present you with this. Received Medal of Charity. I can't believe my eyes. It's a medal belonging to the Order of the Phoenix Wings, the Medal of Charity. It's proof that its bearer has spared no effort in working to help the people of Arabonia. Your classmates played no small part in achieving all you have, of course, but I'm sure it was only possible because of you. I'm honored, Your Highness, and if you think I'm worthy, then I'll gladly accept. Wonderful! And to echo my brother's words, keep fighting the good fight. In turn, I'll do all I can to aid you. Oh, you're in your school uniform. What's the occasion? I wanted to come along to give my regards to the market manager, so I'm using this as my secret disguise. Putting this on reminds me of back when we first met at St. Estrella. Same here, it really suits you. Though just seeing it, I can't help but wonder if Elise is alright. I have a question, Reen. Oh, what's on your mind? On second thought, never mind. Should I ask her what's up? If there's something on your mind, you can tell me, Your Highness. It's okay. I'll do whatever I can to help. Really? Well, to tell you the truth, I never had the chance to really get a good up-close look at Celdic's Grand Market. I thought I'd take the chance to do it, but is that what it is? She's in her school uniform, so I guess she could get away with it. No problem. I'd be glad to guide you around then. You would? Oh, well, far be it from me to decline such a gentlemanly offer. Once she had finished her business, Reen and Princess Alphin made their way to the Grand Market together. So this is the fabled Grand Market. It's so lively. I imagine it must have been livelier before the war, but it's still rather impressive if I do say so myself. I think that's all because of the merchants here. They work really hard to keep things going. I can certainly believe that. Merchants are known for being nothing if not passionate. Oh my, there's a delightful smell coming from this stall. Let's go take a look. Looks like she's having fun. Don't think she's had many chances to relax in a while, so I'll have to make sure she gets the most out of her time here. Everything here is so delicious. I even had the pleasure of seeing the excellent workmanship of Berehard's craftsmen. It's just a shame I couldn't try out the much-renowned Celdic beer too. You've got a couple years to go before you start thinking about that. I was joking, of course. I did notice a lack of merchandise from Western Arabonia, however. I suppose that's to be expected with the rail restrictions. Still, it's a bit of a shame. Yeah, it'll probably stay that way until the war comes to an end too. I'm actually surprised you noticed. Well, I am a member of the Imperial family. Oh, Ring, let's check over there too. When is this damn war gonna end? Sure, the provincial army's gone, but we're gonna be struggling to make ends meet so long as the fighting continues. You gotta wonder what the Imperial family's doing at a time like this. I haven't even heard one word about Prince Cedric, let alone Prince Olivert, ever since this all started. Oh. Word has it that His Majesty's safely tucked away in Heimdall, at least. Don't the nobles have control over Heimdall, though? So much for royalty, I guess. Doesn't mean much if you can't have any influence on a situation like this. Dots. Sorry, Your Highness. Oh there, you might want to take those words back. Apparently Princess Alphin's behind the Crimson Wings that chased the provincial army from the Twin Dragons Bridge. Huh? For real? The Imperial family is probably doing what they can. Just because you don't hear about it doesn't mean it isn't happening. That's why we've got to believe in him and make sure the Grand Market's ready for when everything's back to normal. Well, I'm fine so long as the war ends, really. Right, I gotta get back. Catch you later. Are you alright, Your Highness? Yes, thank you. It's no surprise that there are people who aren't happy with us right now. The fact that our efforts at the Twin Dragons Bridge alone were recognized is more than enough for me. That's very kind of you to say. I'm certain that what we're doing right now isn't in vain. That's right. That's why we need to keep doing what we can. I don't want to let Father Eccentric down, and Oliver is expecting so much from us that I'd hate to disappoint him. Exactly. Just don't forget that you're not alone in this. Thank you. Hey, aren't you one of those kids from that military academy? Holy cow, are you Princess Alphen? Oh crap, this isn't good. While it's flattering that you'd mistake me for Her Majesty, I'm afraid you have the wrong person. Isn't that so, Reen? That's right. She's actually my little sister, you see. Huh? Didn't know you had one. Gotta say, you don't really look all that alike. Tee. Well, we aren't related by blood. Of course, there are some benefits to that. We can get married for one. Exclamation. You what? Your Highness. But oh, he's just so frigid. Did you know he only visits me at school once in a blue moon? Have you ever known a brother this cruel? Ha ha ha. Huh. I guess it's good that you, get along so well. Yeah, we sure do. Just had to make it as awkward as possible. Phew, looks like we managed to avoid outing you there. You definitely overdid it, though. Oh, not at all. I was simply speaking from the heart. Elise's heart. Do try to visit her more often once this is all over. I'll do what I can. With their trip to the market over, a mildly flustered Reen escorted Princess Alphen back to the Courageous. Almost level 7 with her. And 3 to go. Fee, Sarah, then Laura. This way. Fee first. Where's Fee? Fee. Oh, hey, is that Anton? It is Anton. I went all the way to Gorelia Fortress and still couldn't find any clues. Where are you, Ricky? Oh, what's up, Celine? Hey, people, noise levels down a little, please. Cat trying to sleep here. The way they're booting and hollering, you'd think the war was over. Well, they were just freed from a brutal tyrant. Let them have their moment. It's not like we're using today for anything but rest, right? I guess things did turn out okay. You guys meshed pretty well with Valimar too, so try to keep that up for next time. But don't do anything too crazy, got it? Oh, there's Fee. She really is a cat. You know what? Let's just make it official. Yeah, it's official now. Fee? I should have guessed she'd be asleep. Odd place for a nap, Fee. Now that I think about it, this was about where those Jaegers showed up last time. Maybe the worry that they might show up again tired her out. I hope she doesn't catch cold sleeping there. I don't want to leave her here, but I don't want to wake her up either. Maybe I can carry her to a bed without waking her up? Up we go! I'm surprised at how light she is. I hope she's eating well enough. We might be in the middle of a war, but someone her age still needs to eat and sleep well. She's still growing. Not that she's ever had an issue with sleep. She's actually built pretty well for how young she is. It's like her muscles have developed specifically for the purpose of being useful on the battlefield. Just holding her like this tells me a lot about the life she's led until now. Reen? Sorry, did I wake you up? It's fine. What are you doing now? You were napping in the hallway, so I figured it'd be best to let you sleep in an actual bed. So you're taking me to bed then. Let's not say things that could wind up labeling me as a criminal. What's up? Nothing much. I had a dream about what happened 10 years ago, back when the boss first took me into Zephyr. Ah, I see. Might have been 'cause you were carrying me. I wish I could see him again. I know, Fee. And she's back asleep. Looks like she was only half awake. Has she started seeing Zephyr's leader in me, though? It's true that we've essentially become Fee's new family at this point, but even then, we can't replace Zephyr for you, you know. Guess there's no need to bring it up. She'll probably have forgotten all about this once she's awake. There we go. I'll come wake her up when it's time for us to meet up. And link level 7. 2 to go. Ah, Celdic really knows how to brew a damn good beer. I should have known I'd find you here. Still, hard to argue she hasn't earned it, this time anyway. She seemed preoccupied the whole time we were at the Twin Dragons Bridge too. What's with the stare? Nothing much, just be careful you don't end up getting too smashed, so smashed you end up getting left behind here, okay? Don't you worry, I'm an instructor. I'd never be caught that unawares, and besides, I have years of practice. Oh, maybe I should haul a few barrels of beer on board when I need a little pick-me-up. Proposal denied. We're a student-run airship. You can't just haul whole kegs of booze on board. What a killjoy. Should I stay with her for a bit? I'm a little concerned about her. Well, just in case, I think I'm gonna stay with you for a little while. I'm afraid to say I wouldn't put it past you to drink yourself under the table and somehow get left behind here. Oh, come on. You could at least rummage up a little good faith in your instructor. Oh well, can't say I mind having some company. Margaret, a mug of your best lager for my student. A tea would be fantastic, thanks. Yes! Boy, that hit the spot. Beer me again, Margaret. Already? Aren't you chugging those down kinda fast? Heh, no problem. One quick snooze to counter the booze is all I need. Don't worry, Reen. Sarah's relatively harmless drunk. She'll drink away, have some fun, pass out for a while, then wake up in tip-top shape. That's why most people tend to let her drink as she pleases. I've never seen her cause that much trouble while drunk, actually. Glad we're all on board with me drinking, then. Hey, where's that refill? Sorry, but we're all out. Exclamation! Say it ain't so! It's hard to get a steady supply nowadays, thanks to the sad state of the Grand Market. We went all out today as well since it's a special occasion, but I'm afraid yours was the last one. Might be able to get your hands on some if you head over to the Grand Market, though. Oh baby, fortune's on my side after all. Hey Reen, I've got a little job for you. Join me on my quest to acquire booze. Allow me to respectfully decline. Aw, you really gonna make a drunk carry stuff on her own? Pretty please, with a cherry on top? Keep our seats, Margaret. We'll be right back. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Oh well, buy a barrel or two and I'll pay you for it later. Heh, Roger. Oh, wait, we're really doing this? Despite Reen's objections, he was dragged to the Grand Market against his will. After finding and buying some barrels of Celdic's special brew, the poor boy was then asked politely to carry them all the way back. Are these filled with concrete or something? Oh, come on. Man up already. We gotta hurry so I can get back to drinking. Sorry, but I need a minute to catch my breath. Your love for alcohol never ceases to amaze. Master Kafai and Dad are the same way, but they're older. I don't think alcoholism is as common in people as young as you. You really know how to flatter a lady, mister. I'm kinda surprised I came to like it this much myself, actually. I only ever got this way because I was copying someone else at first. Oh? Would you mind if I asked who you were copying? A certain gentleman to whom I owe a fair amount. He's the type of person who'd fit right in at an empty bar, swirling his bourbon oh so tenderly. I couldn't help but look up to that image, which is how it all started. Whoops! This probably isn't a conversation to be having with one of my students, huh? Just, try and forget I said anything. It's not that important anyway. Well, it's not often I get to hear you talk about these things. I have to ask, though, is this where your fondness for classy gentlemen originated from? Who knows? I'll let you figure that one out. More importantly, though, get back to carrying. I can feel myself sobering up here. On it, fair madam. After carrying the barrels back, Reen was forced to bear witness to yet another intense drinking session. And finally... Make sure this is actually finally. That's not... Okay, no, it's not. Okay. It's been quite some time since we were last here, but no matter how long I'm away, I don't think I'll ever be able to divorce this place from my memories of our field study. You can say that again. Man, we had no idea what we were in for back then, did we? We've really grown a lot. That we have. And we owe our transformation to the experiences we've shared and the people who have supported us along the way. We should be careful not to forget the debt of gratitude we owe each and every one. Should I stay and rest with Laura for a while? Yes. Can I join you for a while, Laura? By all means. Perhaps you'd like to order something as well. Guess I'll have some tea too. Excuse me. Hey there, what'll you be having? Oh, I wasn't aware that you were taking the orders as well. Actually, our waitress seems to have disappeared. Oh, I sent her out to run some errands. We're still kind of packed though, so I'm on the floor for now. Really? That must be exhausting. Well, you get used to it after a while. Anyway, what can I get for you? Green, shall we? You read my mind. We have a proposal for you. Would you be willing to let us assist you until Luis returns? You sure? I'd hate to make you work when you should be relaxing instead. Like you said, it does look like you're kind of swamped at the moment. This is a good opportunity for us to pay you back for your hospitality during our field study too. If anything, I'm the one who owes you for the help. But if you're willing to give it a shot, who am I to say no? Come around the back, I'll show you how to handle some of the more basic tasks. After their crash course in food service, Reen and Laura began helping out at the inn. Reen was on duty at the counter, while Laura served as Luis's stand-in until she returned. Well, color me surprised. Good going, guys. This'll be a nice way to repay Margit. And on that note, beer me, champ. Mind doing me a favor and not getting plastered while I'm on duty? I need a coffee and a carbonara for table 3. Coming right up. Well, aren't you looking adorable? I must admit, this attire makes me feel rather self-conscious. I don't think I've ever seen you wear an apron before. You look cute, though. It suits you. Oh, please, there's no need for that. More importantly, we should probably get back to work. We did volunteer, didn't we? Got it. At some point, while the two were working, a group of girls came rushing to the store to cheer Laura on after catching wind of her waitressing exploits. And while this made her feel much more self-conscious, she still kept working diligently, a rosy tinge coloring her cheeks. Soon after, Luis had returned from her errands. That was actually kind of fun, despite how hectic it was. It was nice of her to give us dessert and tea afterwards, too. Indeed, it was a rewarding experience. Walking around in here brought back memories of our field study, too. Like our minor dispute here, Do you remember? Yeah, I do. You asked, do you like the path of the sword? I still think back to that question sometimes. I've also caught myself asking such things to myself since then. The path that our blades will lead us down is uncertain, but we should both endeavor to improve ourselves regardless. Yeah, agreed. Your bond with Laura has strengthened. So there's a lot of good waifu or romance options in these games, but as we get into the next game, I think you guys will start seeing why I prefer Laura. But they really make the decision difficult. The canonical choice is obviously Elisa. At least that's what they seem to be pointing towards. I don't think they ever actually make that an official thing. But there's a point in, I think it's the fourth game in the Trails of Cold Steel, that, I don't know, Elisa just feels a little forced, maybe? And I get the vibes that, like, they would be, like, Rita and Elisa would be good for a while, but not quite, like, everything just isn't quite there. But then Laura over here is a bit of a different story, especially as you get into the fourth game. Princess Alphen is a decent option too. As you've been able to see, we can start having bonding events with her. Especially in the later games, she kind of matures a bit more and gets to be a tough choice to turn down. But I still just prefer Laura. This feels a lot more natural for Rena and Laura to be together. But anyway, that is all of the bonding events and everything we have to do for the side. All we have to do is return to the Courageous, where we will end our... which is this way. Where we will end our episode with a save, I believe. There's still some time before we have to leave. Should I head back to the Courageous now? Returning to the Courageous will cause the main story to advance. Any unseen bonding events will no longer be available. Right, so this is actually where we are going to end, because I totally forgot about a story scene, and I'm trying to keep it so that these stopover days don't, because they're just like bonding events and stuff. I figure people may not want to really watch all of them, so I'm trying to keep main story out of it so that they're skippable. So on that note, we're going to end it right here and pick up next time for the mysterious scene that caused me to decide to end it here. So until then, I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.